I have spent the last 17 years working for a company called Eurasia Group, and in particular, directly for Eurasia Group's founder and president, Ian Bremmer. Eurasia Group is a political risk consulting firm. That's the most succinct way of explaining what we are. What that means is that we have worked for many years, going back to 1998, in fact, with a variety of different kinds of clients, with corporate clients and financial clients, to help them understand the risks in the countries and regions that they are investing or doing business in. But I am part of a team called the Global Macro Team, which does not specialize in a particular country or region, but instead talks about big global trends. And that's what you're going to get from me today. It'll become clear to you just how high level this presentation is in terms of the global focus of the trends that I'm going to talk about. I am leaving time for questions at the end. And so if there are geopolitical or political issues in the news that you're curious about hearing about, whether it's what's going on in U.S. politics at the moment, that's always a very volatile subject. Germany's got a fascinating election coming up in 2 weeks. There's a lot of trouble in Brazil headed into an election year next year. Turkey is facing a lot of trouble. If you want to talk about Afghanistan and the threat that it might pose in the future, Iran's nuclear program, North Korea. If you want to talk about individual issues like that, absolutely happy to take those in questions at the end. But right now, what I really want to do is I'm going to take some very high level topics, and rather than going into a lot of data, a lot of facts and figures, what I want to do is to try to give you a framework for thinking about how these big trends are actually changing the world that we live in and the world that businesses are operating in today. I think this is all going to be clear very quickly as I jump into this. But that's my goal, is to give you these frameworks to think about issues that you hear a lot about: U.S.-China relations, the state of COVID in the world and the politics of COVID, climate change, and how we're all having to do our best to not just to try to solve this problem, but to cope with parts of the problem that are probably too late to solve, to be very honest. And also to talk about cyber issues. You're going to hear from cyber speakers later in this program.